thought he was a heavyweight, really wasn't that good in the ring, but he was damn good at promos.
And he wasn't like, even during his days before he got hurt, like he was at least a decent worker during the time. He was actually a pretty tight, stiff worker, but like when he came to WWE, I think his best program, and I said this to many, I think his best program was with Bret Hart. And then, of course, there's the Goldust program, which I thought was
Yeah,
good.
at WrestleMania, the Hollywood Backlot Brawl.
Yeah, and of course, the infamous Snuka work, that was also really good.
Yeah.
Piper's had some good programs. I mean, he wasn't the best wrestler, but he could definitely he could definitely get through a pretty awesome match if he's with the right partner. He can pull off some pretty interesting stuff. You know, it's pretty interesting. Like I said, Piper, I enjoy his movies. Like I said, he was good. I even remember when I was a kid, and he showed up on Super Mario Brothers, and the segments with Lou Albano, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I remember when I was young, I think about 5, and my mom, the very first WWF action figure that I got was the Hot Rod, and it was one of those big, bulky plastic action figures. I want to say it was cheap, but it wasn't like today where it's small, but it was like really big, and it had Piper with his Hot Rod shirt, the yellow
Looks
and
like
white,
a big chest kind of thing.
and he had a kilt. And me being a kid, that kid was pretty much lost in about 3 or 4 months. And I remember, the thing got so old, the whole thing got faded out, and Hot Rod was pretty much gone. But that was like one of my very first
Too many chops. Too many chops.
That and putting in the bathtub.
Oh yeah, they'll do it. That'll do it too.
But Piper is just one of those guys. He's right up there with Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, and he will be sadly missed because like I said before, Razor, he made it cool to be the bad guy.
Yeah, we're gonna miss the Piper's Pit, man. We're gonna miss the Pit.
Yeah, but now we're gonna move on to another subject. Big week for WWE. A couple of weeks ago, they took over Brooklyn, and they had 3 shows straight. They pretty much made SummerSlam kind of like WrestleMania.
It was a very big event, and I think with what was going on, they were trying to pick up on the Brock Lesnar Taker storyline. They were trying to really exalt it as much as they could, because I feel like this was the makeup for WrestleMania. I feel like this was what they wanted to give us, and I think that's what this one was about, and that's why it made it such a grandiose event. This is like one of the biggest SummerSlams I've ever seen. I mean, man, this was huge.
Well, in a while.
Yeah, in a good dang while.
Yeah.
Wow.
But was very, very exciting week for WWE. Saturday night was the NXT Takeover from Brooklyn. I had to say, very good card. They packed the Barclays Center.
They killed it. They absolutely killed it.
And our friend Clay, who we saw that weekend, pretty much said that they made them the number 3 company.
Yeah.
Now,
Number
since
3.
they got the whole place filled, and it was pretty good. Wish they could have had like better lighting, but
yeah, the lighting could have used some help. But that was I rather thought it was okay. It could have been a little bit more lit, but it was all right. I always prefer the grittier venues. The more darker venues. What a show! When I look at what happened, SummerSlam was grand, but it was really, I think NXT was the real show. That was and the Taker conflict really kind of stole the show.
Yeah, but we'll get into that later. The show opened up with Triple H coming out cutting a promo. He confirmed that the next takeover would happen in December with them going over and taking over the UK, and the NXT takeover would take over London.
They're gonna have to.
And I think they said it's from the 10th of December to the 16th. So that should be pretty cool for all the people in the UK. The first match on the card was Tyler Breeze versus Jushin Thunder Liger. They had a little opening with the supermodels, or I guess like unknown divas, walking out
Yeah.
dressing up as New York landmarks. One that's the Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty, and a taxi. And then out comes Tyler Breeze as a Pharaoh.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and then Liger hit, and he got a huge part from the New York, from the Brooklyn fans.
It was Liger, man. I was hoping he would come out to his old theme, you know.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna pick something out.
I thought I
I
wanted
was
to
like,
hear.
Daniel's gonna pick something out. He might complain about it, or
No, it's not. It's just that I wanted to hear the
go
old
ahead,
school
Professor.
anime theme, man. Like the dun 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 dun
Come on
dun
now.
dun.
You know Vince doesn't pay. He ain't gonna pay for no
God, it
royalties.
would have been awesome.
Now
That's what
let's
they
see if
were
he can
waiting
get
on.
away with
They
it.
were waiting on Liger Son, man. Liger Son. Dun, 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 dun,
But
dun.
I had to say it was a pretty good match. Tyler held his own against Liger. It was funny with Liger taking the selfie stick.
That was gold. That was pretty
That
good.
was funny. Which, to this day, I still don't understand the whole fascination with the selfie stick. I mean, God's sakes, they sell that thing for $5 at the retail store.
I know it's one of those trends. I'll say trends. Yeah, that was a trend thing. I would have liked it. My only thing about that match, I would like to see it go a little longer, but I understand it was just to get it warmed up. But man, I wanted to see that go longer. They were actually getting warmed up, and it was I was starting to get into it. Man.
Yeah, Tyler Breeze, he can do some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he doesn't get stuck here doing like opening matches. I wish they could use him more.
I think they know that. I think they know he has talent. I think they know that. I think right now they're just trying to. They know the fans. A good bit of the fans would like to see him get a push at some point. But right now, as it stands, they got a couple of people in front of him, and they're just trying to keep him relevant until he gets his shot. But I mean, if I had to guess, that's what they have to know what's going on with him. And I mean, Tyler Breeze is talented. He can pull, like, I could see him doing main event. I could see him doing main event. He has that talent. It's just going to take time because right now with the company growing, with everything growing in NXT like that, they have to somewhat dance a line between star power and trying to bring up the guys who built it. They have to kind of play in the middle until they get to where they can do it. And Triple H is smart enough to know this. He's not gonna go total star power and make the TNA mistake. What we all know is the TNA mistake. He's not gonna. I think Triple H is smarter than that. He's not gonna do that.
Explain to most people that don't know what is teenagers.
The
Out
T.
of out of the million of other mistakes that teenagers
Oh
made.
God, yeah. The primary TNA mistake, as many hardcore fans know, is just the fact that the TNA mistake is when you get a niche in the business and you totally feed off of this niche until you grow to actual competitive size, so you compete with the World Wrestling Entertainment Company, and then you then begin to try to emulate said company along with WCW, and you try to bring in stars and old men who are stars who just for draw and whatnot, and you end up burying your actual raw talent, and you end up washing away everything that pretty much got you to the dance, and you end up sinking because Vince McMahon is far more the master at playing the sports entertainment game than you are when you had a niche in the wrestling business. That is the TNA mistake. That is essentially the TNA mistake is trying to become Monday Night Raw. That is the TNA mistake.
But like I said, good match. Liger wins, and after the match, Liger bows to the crowd and thanks them and leaves.
I like the traditional bow. All four. Like, that was
Yeah.
really good.
Next we got see Scott Hall, speaking of the bad guy, with Kevin Nash and Sean Waltman out in the
Yeah, they were
crowd.
in front row. It was really cool to see them.
Yeah. The next match was the tag title match, the Raw Villains versus Blake and Murphy with Alexis
This
Bliss.
this really is starting to become great with the tag division.
Yeah, the Raw Villains supposed to have a third person to help them, to keep Alexis in check. And sure enough, they pretty much gave it away with the blue
Oh
pants
yeah.
and the blue trunks. And I also got to say this: Blake and Murphy get. I did like the outfit. It
Yeah,
was
they
pretty
had
much
yeah,
Iron Man, especially on this. Bliss.
they had a good yeah, they had a good look. I like their look.
Yeah, it was basically Iron Man tights, from what I could see.
It's just really good. Like they just have really good teams in their division. I've enjoyed all the tag team wrestling in this division. I did have an issue building to this storyline where they had the Vaudevillains face off against Blake and Murphy. I did. A lot of people were a little upset because I mean the one thing that I don't understand is how come they held back Enzo Amore and Cass.
Yeah, a lot of people were
That
kind
was
of scratching their heads, thinking that because they were in Brooklyn, that Cass and Enzo would definitely get the shot at Blake and Murphy, but they didn't. I think they said that they did a dark match before the show, if I'm not mistaken. But that would have been a great, opportunity for them to wrestle for the tag titles, since they were in Brooklyn. But I don't know why they weren't.
I just don't know. Like I said, I don't understand why they didn't give them that spot. I mean, the Vaudevillains could have come back after this and done this thing, but I mean, the Vaudevillain build was really nice. They had a good story. That Alexa Bliss played her role very well. They did really good with this. It's just that I feel a little bit troubled by the fact that Enzo Amore and Cass kind of got the under kind of got sent back to the undercard because okay, they in the storyline they are sent they are costed the tag team titles because of Alexa Bliss, and then when they challenge for a rematch, instead Regal gives it to the Vaudevillains. Okay, because they have to face off in a match and they beat them and Vaudevillains get the shot. Well, I don't understand the writing as to where they're going to allow Enzo and Cass to lose another match after that, which they did, and now they're in this 8-man tag, and they're going at it with these teams, and Gable, and they're going at it with the other teams. But I don't understand like why the holdback. Yes, you have talented teams. I wouldn't, but Enzo and them are so over. Enzo and Cass are so over right now. Like I just didn't understand the holdback or the pushback. Maybe they pissed somebody off backstage. Who knows? I have no idea.
Yeah, but like I said, wouldn't probably never know. Nobody said anything,
Mhm.
but it's kind of a wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
But the guest, person in the Vaudevillains opponent was Blue Pants,
Yep.
and she came out to a huge prop, so much so that they started chanting "Blue Pants City."
Blue pants, man. She's good. She just has that following, dude. She fit right in with the Vaudevillains because she could do that old school 20s dance. That was pretty great. That was
Yeah,
hilarious.
but like I said, pretty great match. Lissa and Blue Pants got into it. Nothing major,
Just
and
like old ECW scruffle, girl scuffle. I was a little bit unimpressed with that. I would have liked to seen somebody take a bump. Like they just got out there and did the little traditional hair grab thing. I was like, come on, man. That was my only issue with that. With included, they're gonna put blue pants out there. Let blue pants be blue pants. Let's do something. You're not ECW and you're not Francine and Don Marie. You're not coming out there to roll on the ground and show your panties. You're out there to wrestle. That was my problem with that whole thing. But yeah, I would have probably written that whole match differently, but who knows?
yeah. But and the Raw Villains got the win, and they are now the new tag team champions.
which is good. I love their entrance, by the way, with the hats and everything. That was pretty good.
Yeah. We also got a promo from who was showing Finn Balor coming to the pay per view with Devil.
Yep.
I swear, Devil was weird with them glasses on.
It did look kind of wild.
And then Cesaro, which was pretty cool.
Mm.
Um, the next match was Ty Dillinger versus Apollo Crews.
You know, here's the thing about this match. And Luhai Nation was a good was actually one of Fred's buddies we met at WA 4, and we're supposed to do a series and stuff, but he was like I enjoyed it. I really did. I just feel for Ty Dills because like that's a good. He had a good gimmick going there. The perfect 10, and he executed so smoothly. I may have not paired him with Creed if they needed to put Apollo Crews over. I may have not paired him with him just to kind of keep him hot, you know, because he was over when he showed up on when he showed up during the weekly show. He was over.
Mm.
Ty was over.
But that whole team thing was getting on my nerves, man.
Yeah, he does a lot during the match. So.
I'm sorry, that guy was real quick.
It was kind of like a super version of, I guess, Mr. Perfect in a way. I don't know.
I don't know about that one.
It's like, well, he said, 10, 10, everything is 10. Everything's a perfect 10. It was all right.
But it was a pretty decent match, and Apollo Crews wins.
Yeah.
You know, somewhere Creed probably was mad.
Oh, yeah.
Since that was his gimmick in TNA.
Yeah, I don't like the name, but, you know, it'll work since he picked it.
Next match was Baron Corbin versus Samoa Joe. I kind of like the promo for this that they did at the beginning. It was pretty much set up good. Decent match. Corbin held his own against Joe. Joe looked fit and was in shape. And
This match. This match was like, okay, I feel like Samoa Joe got out there and just cleaned up a mess that they made when they paired off Corbin with Bull Dempsey, which was crazy. I have no idea why they did that first. It exposed him, and now they've been trying to clean it up for weeks on end. Samoa Joe comes in, goes out there, runs a match with this kid, and actually like the build to it was good. They wrote a good build to it. Samoa Joe got out there, and he called them through this, and it was really well done. I felt like Corbin did hold his own really well. I think he did, and yeah, it was just it really cleaned up a mess. I think they went out there and really cleaned up a mess and kind of brought Corbin a little bit of credibility back. And now Corbin, if they want Corbin to survive now, they just have to keep building on the fact that make him want more than what he has. That's what's going to make him better. And that's what's going to make the fans draw to him is that he shows some earnest and some character. You know, it was good to start him over to be a heel, just this guy who goes out there and just wants to cheat. But when he starts getting that desire, they're going to love him. You know, so they really cleaned up a mess with this match.
yeah. But do you think that the whole gimmick of him talking about, you know, he don't give a fuck that the rest is pay their dues because he's bigger than them is going to come back and bite him in the ass?
I think what it's going to do is I can only hope they're going to ride it to the point where, okay, he's still riding on that to the point to where he realizes that's not going to be enough to get him where he wants to go. And he makes a swerve at some point in the storyline and just wins over the fans as a face at some point. That they have him well set up for that. He could become a draw if he and if they do that, they're gonna have to give him a little bit more technique. Like It's just like Mexican wrestling. You have the Rudos. Right now, he's a Rudos. You have the Technicos. He has to kind of make a little bit of a transition to add a few more things into his repertoire, a few more technical moves into his repertoire, and he'll be good to go. He'll get over fine. It just depends on what they do. You never know with WWE. They could screw up something so easily.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But Joe wins, and very Joe fashion.
Oh yeah.
He bought the end of days and he put in the what's it called?
Cotina clutch. I guess that's what they're calling it. Yeah, Cotina clutch.
Yeah. So we go to Stephanie McMahon in the ring, pretty much talking up, the women's division and introducing the next match. Well, before that, let's talk about this video package about Bailey, and he goes through all the Bailey's trials, trying to capture the NXT Women's title, and shows her being friends with Charlotte and Charlotte betraying her, and then her being friends with Becky Lynch, and then she getting betrayed by Becky Lynch.
Yeah, she had a.
And then getting betrayed by Sasha. Do you think it's kind of wrong that they show that and then, well,
I think what they like.
then having Charlotte being there in the beginning, hug her and all that.
Okay, this is what this was about. Like the way the story, I understand what the story was. It's as if I think what they're trying to tell you is that okay, Bailey, of all of them, Bailey was always seen as a soft jobber. She was the soft jobber, but she actually had skill. If you watch her match, she actually had some potential. She was a lot better than Parse. You put Dana Brooke and them out there, they all suck. Compared to Bailey, but Bailey is nothing to the other four. And why was she nothing? Because she just didn't she didn't turn on that switch. She never turned on that switch. I feel like it was more of a story of trial by fire. What like when we go into kayfabe, like that's what the girls are doing. Like when they're saying, okay, when we go into kayfabe, Bailey, you're either gonna put up or shut up, or we're just gonna keep stepping on your face and kicking you around. It's like it's like okay, to become a horseman, you have the skills to become a horseman, but you just don't have the killer instinct. As that you just don't have the desire. You don't have the guts, and so we're just gonna keep stomping you and stomping you, and you may beat all the other divas or whatnot, but you'll never break into the top three because you just don't have it, and they're just gonna keep stomping you and keeping you down. And then finally she broke, and then we got it. Like it's kind of like that. They're graduating her. They needed a fourth, and they're graduating her into the fourth, but she wasn't ready for the fourth, so they just kept beating the crap out of her and stabbing her back till she woke up. Broke your hand. Like that match, the championship match was literally a trial by fire. The whole thing was trial by fire.
Yeah, we had good interest. Bailey with the usual air. What do you call those things?
I don't know what they are. You see them at car washes.
The jet things.
The jet. Yeah, those jet inflatable happy people.
Yeah. Then we had a good entrance by Sasha Banks. She had guards in the Escalade, which I don't know if you think they slick, but come on now. Anybody with trained eye can know that was the same Escalade that Balor and
they recycle.
Balor and Neville and Cesaro came in.
They stole it.
Well, she is related to Snoop.
Yeah. Oh Lord mercy. She was, yeah, man, dude. That match, I haven't checked to see what the Meltzer rating on that match was, but it should be a 5.
Yeah, it was pretty much match of the night. And no disrespect to Kevin Owens and Finn Balor, but that was pretty much match of the night.
Yeah.
There was one scary moment where Bailey and Sasha was on top of the turnbuckle, and Bailey performed a reverse Hurricane Rana.
Yeah, the Venom salt.
It looked like Sasha bent her neck. Luckily, she wasn't too hurt, but you can pretty much tell later on that, she couldn't wrestle.
I know from experience that is a neck inflammation, and she is on naproxen. Hard naproxen.
Yeah.
Like, she is on. So I can tell just by looking the way she landed, she's on the Proxen right now.
Yeah, but it was a pretty good match. Bailey won with the Bailey to Bailey, and your new women's NXT champion is Bailey. And then later on, after the match, Charlotte and Becky Lynch came out to congratulate her, and then Sasha got up and they hugged, and then they did the pose of the Four Horsemen, together in the ring, which I was trying to allude to, but not, say out loud before we filmed the end of the match. Was it kind of dumb for them to do that?
Here's the thing. It's not. It depends on what they do with it now. Because okay, that moment, if they hadn't put up the Four Horsemen sign, it would have been the completely stupidest thing they could have done. It would have killed the whole moment if they hadn't done that. Because they just come out there and hugged and embraced and did all that. It would have been like, oh god, they just killed the kayfabe here, you know. But them doing that signifies that they are one against the WWE, this the Raw Divas, whatnot. So I like that they are the Horsemen. Even in this last episode of NXT, you had Charlotte and Becky just beating the crap out of the other Divas, which was good after that match they had. And I think they're going to be the Four Horsemen. I think the Four Horsewomen. I really think they're going for it. I think they're going to go for it.
Yeah, so Ronda Rousey is pissed.
Oh yeah.
So after that, we get a vignette, of Kevin Owens and his struggles, and I have to say, an awesome uh, package of Finn
Yeah.
Balor and him morphing from Finn Balor to the Demon. That was pretty
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, I like that.
But and then we had the match. I have to say I like the entrance though.
The entrance was really good.
The entrance was good, and then the fucking thing at the end of Balor's entrance, you can see Owens is in the chair.
Oh, that was great. He is great.
He was in the corner sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? He heard the fuck up.
That guy, oh my god, that guy's hilarious. Like he's done things. It's with him. What makes him so magical is just the little things he does. This guy knows wrestling. Even when he was fighting, what's that guy that came that was an announcer? The guy who was an announcer over the desk.
Alex Riley.
Yeah, when he was fighting Alex Riley, Alex Riley's outside the ring after the match, and he's laying there in the corner. And on his way out, Kevin Owens takes the time to kick him in the face on his way out and run. This dude, then in Japan, he does.
Yeah, they showed that during the video package where he got the flowers and he kicked it.
Oh my god! I've never seen anyone
do
do
it
that.
out the ring, and then at the end of the match, he kicked it on the way out.
I watched a lot of Japanese wrestling. I've never seen anybody do that at the welcome ceremony. I've never seen anybody throw the damn bouquet down the ramp. I mean, he said that thing hurling. He does all this. That's what makes him good. Little stuff. It's just this little stuff he does. It's stupid. He's waiting in a chair saying, "God, this is taking forever." Oh my God! So I got SummerSlam Marco. It's like, what a mercy. Yeah, he's good. I enjoy watching Kevin Owens. He's a trip.
Yeah, but pretty good match. Bunch of high stuff. Kevin Owens and Balor going back and forth.
Brutal landings in this thing.
Especially the one where Kevin Owens was trying to do the suplex.
Oh yeah,
Balor blocked and he threw Owens onto that ladder.
Yeah, he just took a straight back bump on the ladder. It's like he just crushed.
And the ending of the match where Balor took Stump, the coup de grace, off the ladder to Kevin Owens, and it looked like he messed up his leg. I don't know if that was legit or not.
I hope it wasn't, but yeah.
But
I couldn't tell.
He climbed up the ladder and he got the belt, and he's still your NXT champion. All in all, I would say I give Takeover a B plus. It was great. The only, like I said, Sasha Banks and Bailey were like the match of the night. Balor and Kevin Owens coming in a close second.
Yeah.
Very good outing for Brooklyn, and it was pretty much a great pay-per-view.
Definitely.
But
Fantastic wrestling.
and let's hope that NXT Takeover in London does it justice. Oh yeah, I forgot. Rio came on and he also did a promo for this Dusty tag team tournament that they're having
Oh
in honor
yeah.
of the late Dusty Rhodes. And he said it's going to cultivate to Takeover in London, which should be good. Um,
Everybody's just gonna have to pull out their technique in this one, man, because that London crowd is they're smart. WWE can't be putting crappy matches out there. Those London fans are not gonna go for that. They love the science of wrestling. They want to see good wrestling. They're gonna want to see some wrestling. Like you go to London, they're gonna want their wrestling. They're gonna want their chains. They're gonna want their arm drags. They're gonna want their double reversals. They're gonna want all that. They're gonna want their forearms. They're gonna want forearms more than chops. They're gonna want real, like, bare knuckle, real serious stuff. Those fans are serious about their wrestling. I
yeah,
think Regal knows that. I hope Regal will tell management, look, we gotta change up the menu for the matches on this one. You
well,
know,
someone was saying that they might do a Kevin Owens versus Regal match.
that would be the best bet. That would be the smartest thing to do. Because right now, Regal can give them that style they like, and Owens knows how to play to it. Owens really should know how to play to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to SummerSlam, which was Sunday night, or I like call it Summerfest. To
Yeah.
me, that's still the best name for it. The show opened up with Jon Stewart, who is the um,
Host
host, whatever
SummerSlam.
you want to call it. He opened with a skit with Mick Foley, who made a surprise visit, and it was funny.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming. I didn't see him coming.
Yeah, but it was a funny skit. Both him and Foley probably had to work on that. I doubt that the writers had anything to do with
Yeah,
that.
they just did that.
Yeah,
They just went there and did that one, and yeah, it was good to see him.
yeah. Um, so we get on to the match. First match of the night: Sheamus versus Randy Orton. They decided to get this out of the way.
Thank God, it was time they had to roll this one out.
Yeah, decent match. Did kind
Right.
of thought it was funny that Sheamus got up like 2 minutes into the match and talked to the people about him looking stupid and saying that they had to respect the mohawk.
I don't know what that was about.
Pretty
Just
good
having
match.
fun.
The one spot on the match was Orton catching Sheamus on the outside doing the
That
RKO.
was good. That was good.
Um, but unfortunately for the Viper, Sheamus was able to come back, gave him two bro kicks, and got the win, surprisingly.
Yeah, the ending was just a little anticlimactic for me, but
Yeah, but I guess, they wanted to just get it out of the way.
yeah, gotta roll that out.
Next match, we had the Fatal 4-Way for the tag titles. New Day, who came out to semi booze, but later on they turned to cheers.
These guys are money.
The promos was just awesome. Pretty much saying that NYC was not the birthplace of hip hop. JC sucks. I mean, they just killed it, and then Biggie danced.
Oh Lord, that was great. Dude, man, the tag. I'd say this, man. The tag matches, any tag matches that involve New Day as of late have been straight money. It's just been, they have been doing a great job, man. Like man, I can't say enough about that. They've been doing an awesome job with that gimmick.
Yeah. But they were joined by the Lucha Dragons, Los Matadores, and the Primetime Players. Excellent match. Pretty solid for all the teams. I'm just sad that it had to be New Day because, they are good and Tyson O'Neil, great guy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the primetime players stepped up their game. The last couple of matches I've seen them go at it with the New Day have been like really good tag matches. They've been running some really, really good matches.
Yeah.
I think that program, that's a program they should just keep going. They should just keep primetime players versus the New Day. It's hilarious. The matches are so like high impact that I could watch that team. I could watch that program till WrestleMania. That's just hilarious. They just need to keep upping the ante with keep the skits coming, keep things going on outside. They need to keep upping the ante. It can get good. Like I would run that program. I mean, dude, that's man. It's money. I tell you that.
Yeah. But pretty good match. Kofi steals a pin from Titus to get back to tag titles, and goddamn that celebration at the end.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody was saying that because we saw the SummerSlam at Frank Clay's house. And shout out to him and his wife and what was it? Again?
Show enough, Clay, and definitely say we definitely want to shout out to Michael Ash.
Yeah, and you know that I think Michael was the one that said that he was pulling out the old Christian tantrum where he was doing on the in the ring, and those guys are just awesome. I mean, to take a shitty gimmick that we later on found out that they was the brainchild of Vince, which is no shocker, and turn it into something. It's just fucking awesome.
They're reaching for the brass rings. If Vince gives you crap, you got to turn it into gold. Like I do, like Dusty Rhodes. Oh God.
But happy for New Day, and it was just definitely a good team, a great tag team title match. But they still need some work. I mean, let's be honest. Out of New Day primetime players, I would say Lucha Dragons is legit, but Los Matadores, no.
Mm-hmm. The
Ascension, no.
They're not ready. They weren't ready.
They don't. They need more, tag teams.
The thing is, they just need more level of tag teams, more tag teams at that level, at the performance level. Because, like I said, the tag teams now, the most credible tag teams they have right now are definitely New Day, and primetime players have stepped up to that level now. They are at that level, in my opinion. You have the Lucha Dragons are at that level when they're actually game. Like when they're not game, they're botching, but when they're game, they're magic. Like I would say at this point, after seeing this last tag match, the Vaught Villains, man, they are on it.
And
the Vaught Villains are awesome. They are world class.
Cass
and Enzo. I will give that. Cass and Enzo are there. The only problem with Cass and Enzo in terms of wrestling psychology is just their finisher needs. They need to have a different finisher. They can still do that move that they do, but they need something to end it a little bit quicker. But then sometimes it builds suspense when they're setting up for it because anything can happen. It could get botched, but who knows? It can get stopped by the other team. It's just too vulnerable of a finisher. But I like Enzo and Cass. I think they're credible. Like you have a couple of WWE does have some credible teams. They have a lot of teams that are just kind of not working. It's just but most of the good teams are in NXT. NXT has a great tag division right now.
Yeah.
NXT has a strong tag division.
I think Blake and Murphy need more time.
They need a little more time, but I think putting Alexa Bliss with them was probably the smartest thing they did because there was nothing special about them at first. They were just two dudes, 80s, coming out looking like they're coming from an acid party.
Yeah, but then you're setting up for she gets more over than they are.
And then, you know what? It may be in some situations that may be best because of the fact that they may have to become her tools to get over, and they may just have to ride along because they may not have the ability to get over themselves. If they don't have it, then they have to depend on teamwork, and they have to let Alexa lead this team. If they can step up and get there, to get to the level they have to be at, they just really it's not so much their talent necessarily. It's just like they need to just turn it up a little bit and find something special about themselves because they don't stand apart like the other tag teams do. They don't stand out without Alexa Bliss. They just don't stand out. There's something they're missing. But with Alexa Bliss, I feel they can be there with the rest of the teams because she's a dimension of it. She's a more caricature dimension of it. She's over the top mean like something out of a trauma film. She's very, she can get heat easy. I mean, slapping the vaudevillains like that was great. She can get people to hate her. You know what I mean? She could be a total bitch, which is good. You know, so I
Yeah,
think
she's kind of like Trish Stratus back in the day with Testing Out.
that's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
But um, let's move on to the next match, which is Rusev with Summer Rae versus Dolph Ziggler and Lana. I had to agree with everybody. This whole storyline was pretty much a waste of time.
It was.
They totally screwed it up. I mean, I enjoyed Rusev on the mic, trying to be funny, but this was just awful.
It was.
This whole pairing of Lana and Ziggler.
Which I don't know why they did this. It doesn't.
So this is what I don't get. So they'll give Ziggler Lana, but they won't let him be with Flair, which Flair said he wanted to do. But no, let's put him with Lana.
I didn't understand that decision. Flair would have been fine for him.
Now I think they got scared with the whole incident that happened to the 2K panel. They'll put him, with Ziggler. That afraid that he would say something. But
Here's my thing about this. Number one, I don't know why they the whole okay. It's one thing. The John Cena program was going somewhere. The first mistake they made with the Rusev storyline was not to allow Rusev to defeat Cena. Rusev should have defeated Cena. Cena should have continued the feud with Rusev. All Lana needed to do was just have a falling out with Rusev, and by now they should already be working on the Macho Man Elizabeth reunite. They should already be on that now. They should have this program could have been a lot more money if they had just kept things kind of closing it. There's no reason why Ziggler should have even been involved in this. Ziggler is talented. They just keep Ziggler does some of it to himself backstage on but they just keep screwing up with Ziggler. Ziggler is good. Ziggler is really good. I don't understand why they did this, but Lana fits in with Rusev. She that's who she should be with right now. Man.
I mean, they finally got her to lose the power suits. Yeah. At the match, they got her to finally lose the power suits, and she dressed in the jean outfit like Dolph. But it just isn't working.
No.
And if they do put her back with Rusev, how they gonna do it? How's she gonna go from letting her hair down and start with the accent, and then go back to doing the accent with her hair up like that?
It's easy. You let Ziggler be too American, because when you got someone who's supposed to be kind of like Mother Russia and all that, there's still in their blood. There are things that would piss her off that someone like Ziggler would do. And I think after a while she would betray him and go back to the power suits and whatnot. And I thought, see, that's the thing. Normally putting a woman in a power suit like that, normally putting a woman in those outfits like that is just so taking. But she wore it well. I think it worked for her. That's who she was. She was the chick from Rocky IV. I mean, dude, that's what she is. She fit in that role. I just, like I said, I think they need to repair her character and Rusev's character, get them back together. Let's get back to business, because I enjoy watching Rusev. He's good. I enjoy watching him out there, and I would like to see them fix that. This last thing was crap. I hated this, and
Ziggler. Plus Summer Rae, in the mix.
Why Summer Rae? I don't know why they even picked Summer Rae for this. They could have gotten. I would have outsourced for this one. I would have gotten like I was telling the guys, I would have gotten a brunette version of Lana, basically a brunette, darker version of Lana to kind of conflict with the Lana with the bright Lana, like you have dark and light Russia. I would have had that pretty crazy.
Kind of like the same thing they did in TNA with Tracy Brooks and
Yeah,
Wayne.
yeah, I know what you mean, but I'm talking more the degree of like black, black hair, dark, hot red lipstick, kind of like old school, like freaking, like you used to see back in the freaking Rocky Bullwinkle things, like really, like really dark Russian, you know what I
I'm
mean?
amazing you bringing up Rocky and
I don't, oh
Bullwinkle,
God.
but
Natasha. Yeah, just bringing Natasha in the mix. Get a real dark one like Natasha. Chick that looks, she can be hot. I'm just saying, she's just got to be dark. That would have been cool.
uh, and to make matters worse, this match ended a double DQ, which kind of pissed me off.
Oh, that ending was shitty.
It was a really bad inning, and it just fucking sucked. So I pretty much agreed that I think we pretty much agreed that that was the worst out of all the matches.
It was. No, the opening, the Randy Orton, just for the sheer fact there was nothing. I'd say the Orton, and I hate to say it's about an Orton match, but it just wasn't there, man. Right now, man. I'm still on Orton.
No, sorry, Pipe. Next match: Stardust and King Barry versus Neville and Stephen Amell. I have to say I'm very shocked because it was a pretty good match. I thought it was going to be crap, but they finally did something right with a celebrity.
This exceeded my expectations.
Yeah.
I actually had fun watching this.
Maybe because Stephen Amell is a real wrestling fan, he does love the product, and I think that's why it was that good. And I guess, because he is a perfectionist and a great actor. I mean, I didn't think about it until he started wrestling that. The guy is fit. I mean, if you've seen Arrow when he does the thing with the
Oh,
bars, he's fit.
he's the real deal. Like you can't fake that. He not with the shots. Like he's actually doing that.
Yeah.
There's no. He's the real deal. I think everybody knows he's the real deal. The way he hit the Japanese arm drag and stuff out there, and he
Yeah,
was
he
running the
hit
ropes.
the Andre. He did some chops. I mean, he got beat up by Baron and Stardust most of the time. The only thing high risk he did was jumping to the outside, which didn't look fake. It looked pretty good.
That's what I'm saying. He jumped, but the fact that he jumped to the outside, you see, like what celebrity guest has ever just jumped to the
Well,
outside?
that God, I forgot his name, but the Asian dude that was in the Hangover, he did that.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, you're correct. Yeah,
Yeah,
but still, that's very rare.
but it wasn't as good as a male.
No, Mel just jumped out there and just handed it, man. He just
And
handed it.
they didn't do too much. Like I said, the only high risk thing was him jumping to the outside. They didn't stay. He didn't stay in there too long. He didn't,
They
I
kept
mean, it
it.
wasn't as bad as like Snooki.
No,
Like
God, that was
they
awful.
like the rest of all the work, and she only does like one move,
Just and then
and
it was like,
that's
yay! She kicked ass.
he actually wanted to do something. And he learned, and I mean, I thought because I remember when we were talking. We saw his back and we thought it was a tattoo. It wasn't a tattoo. It was a injured. It was a bruise that he got from training.
Really?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was a
okay.
bruise he got from
Okay.
training.
Well, he did really. I mean,
But
here's the thing. I thought the only thing, like, man, he was great in there. There was like I would have almost like he was in there good long enough and everything. I would have given him maybe just a little bit more offense, just like in terms of striking. But that's all. He
yeah,
he
it
did
was
great.
short and sweet to the point.
He did
It didn't
great.
stay past the time it needed to be there,
Yeah.
and it made both him and Neville look good,
He just
it
needed one more hope spot, but he was good.
and it made both Barrett and Stardust, and it made Stardust and Barrett look weak. So I was happy with it, and I don't mind if they want to do a part two with him and
I hope they
Stardust
bring
at
him back.
WrestleMania.
I really hope they bring Stephen Amell back and let him go out there and just. I want them to just work with him and get him to a level so he can pull off a singles match. That'd be fantastic to watch. Just get his timing right. Teach him how to get through a match, and even the bow poses. I wouldn't care. You know, it'd be really a cool gimmick if they actually gave him a little cheap move they could do when the ref wasn't looking. What if he actually had a bow? If he had the bow and shot him with like a dud thing, and it's like a bow he shoots you with. It's got like a solid nut on it. Bashes the person. It's like a chair shot. You know, he could just hit him with it. I would have him actually shoot people with arrows on the time, get the pinfall. It'd be a dirty move. It'd be awesome. The fans would go nuts.
If you could in real life, do with a boxing glove.
That'd be really good.
That'd be too stupid.
I wouldn't want him. I wouldn't want him to have a goofy thing. I mean, just like a straight cylinder, like, you know, so it looks like it's a hammer. You know what I mean? And bam, you know, he just shoots you with it. You know, it's like getting hit. You know, like it'd be quick. It'd be so quick he could nail people with it. That would be really cool, man. It'd be like bam. It'd be like getting hit with one of them Nerf things. You know, like them Nerf things. You get hit. I would do that. I would still have that be his cheat move. It'd be great.
But like I said, good match. You know, only time will tell. You know, with him doing the Ninja Turtles 2 movie and Arrow season, I think 4. Arrow's up to now.
Yeah, they're on. I need to see season 3.
Yes, you should. Next match, the triple threat for the IC title that was supposed to take place at Battleground, but because of Ryback's injury with the staph infection, it was canceled. What more can we say? Ryback won.
Yeah, it was
a incredible match.
Yeah.
Next match, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. Very good tag match. Surprised that Roman Reigns was getting booed again by the broken crowd.
I was like, enough. I was like, okay, guys, it's done. All right, it's done. You know, we've said our piece about Roman Reigns' push that he shouldn't have gotten at that point. We understand it. It's done. He's not being pushed anymore. I mean, what do they want? Do they want him to just get fired now? No, he's good. Why fire him?
I think he's better with Dean Ambrose, and I think it's good for them. And, you know, I don't understand why people hate on the guy.
I don't understand now. I mean, not now.
He's not even in the title picture now.
Yeah, why are they hating him now? I don't understand it.
I didn't get that whole thing when they were saying he was sleeping on the outside.
Oh God, I don't know what their problem was. I have no idea. Like, that didn't make any sense. The guy is now. I feel he can work his way up to getting into the main event picture. It just wasn't time back then. It just wasn't his time then, man. And it was too. It's just the fact that he was exposed, and WWE had the fans and bad enough the spectators had noticed the exposure, and WWE had to pull him back. And I mean, it just had to happen. They had to let Brock Lesnar kill him because they rushed him. They rushed him. And it's bad. WWE never learns from this. They can't rush somebody there. It's not. This ain't the '80s anymore. You can't rush somebody to the top and it work.
Which it was the '80s.
Yeah, a lot of us do, but shit.
But you know, like I said, pretty decent tag match. Roman and Dean won. Next match was the U.S. Championship World title versus title match between John Cena and Seth Rollins. Decent match. Loved Seth Rollins' White Ranger outfit.
That was actually good, yeah.
That photo.
That was really cool.
And New Day.
Yeah, I know.
And he with the face. That was just awesome.
It was good. I thought it was hilarious.
But you know, they all had on white, New Day and him. But pretty good match. The ending was fucking stupid.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Jon Stewart comes out with a chair, and I guess either him or Cena botched because you can pretty much tell what was going to happen because Cena got up.
Cena was taking too long to get up. It wasn't the fact that Jon Stewart botched it. The ending would have been great if they had timed it right. Okay, if you watch it, like, John comes in there. He hits his mark on time. I noticed he got in there on time. He was right there. And he's looking at him. But the reason it took so damn long is because John Cena hadn't gotten back up yet. He's just still crawling around slowly getting up. I'm like, John, get your ass up. It's time. It's time. He hadn't gotten up yet. That's what made it look stupid because all John still could do is just keep turning left and right, keep playing this thing off because John ain't got up yet. John's still like during the second turn, John is still down. If you watch the footage, he's still trying to get up. I'm like, he ain't up yet. I'm like, dude, this is taking too long. It took way too long, and they were running out of options of how to play this off. It's just like Jon Stewart was just trying to. He was in a little bit of a pickle because when you watch him, he's sitting there like, okay, John's not up yet. I have to play this off. John's still not up yet. Okay, I have to turn. I have to keep turning. Okay, I'm going to turn and look back. I'm going to turn and look back at Seth, and maybe John will be up. No, John's still not up. I have to turn and kind of play this off. You can watch it. I encourage people to go back and watch that ending. That was all Cena, man. That was all Cena on that one.
Yeah. And he hits Cena with the chair. And I think he was going to try to take the chair out, but I guess he remembered that he was supposed to leave for Seth and threw the chair back down on the ground for Seth to use it and pedigree Cena on the chair. And your winner and new U.S. champion, Seth Rollins.
To the fans' delight.
And we'll get into the whole Dom mastery of the explanation a little bit later.
Yeah.
The elimination tag match between Team PCB. Ugh. That's a stupid name. I'm sorry. I know they can use Team Sorority, Submission Sorority, but come on.
I don't know, man.
Like I said, if anybody's gonna be on Rainbows, it'd be Paige. So it fits. Versus Team Bella versus Team Bad. I want to say decent match, but then Team Bad gets eliminated. But now that I think about it, because like at the pay per view, I was pissed. I'm like, God damn, they eliminated Sasha, but then now realizing that she had a match last night,
she was
and
hurt.
Then that whole thing with the neck, that was probably a good explanation why they were eliminated first.
Yeah, she was probably hurt.
But still, man, it is what it is. But it was okay match. Becky did get the win. She hit the pump handle slam on Brie and got the win for Team PCB.
Yep.
Am I the only one that kind of thinks this whole 3-team women's thing is just overdone now?
I think it's time to move. I would like to see the old days of the singles division where they just ran.
I get that. It just feels like it's just overly done. I mean, there's no real reason why to have them as a team. I guess to push the Bellas, which is a dumbass decision, but I think we all know why they're doing that now is to try to keep the title on Nikki until she beats AJ's title reign.
There's been this rumor flying around. I don't know how much truth there is to it, but everybody's been talking about the reason why it took so long for them to even push Charlotte is because John Cena went to Vince and begged him to not let it go on Brie. Like, I don't know if that's true, but that's just bad business. If that was,
so he's saying really Cena used his stroke.
Yeah, they saying that's what the rumor is. The rumor is that John Cena used stroke to keep Charlotte from getting that push.
And I guess somewhere Ric Flair probably pissed off.
Oh God, yeah.
I wonder if that was the reason why it was a shitty finish in Seth Rollins, because miraculously they did bring up on the Raw about him beating Flair's WWE title, number, which I know you're pissed off about that.
Okay.
Because you were such a perfectionist about the number of titles he won in WWE.
Here's my thing about this. Whether you agree. And Michael Ash brought up a good argument about some of Flair's title runs not being counted due to the fact that he owned the title during some of those reigns. But my point is this. if you consider whether you consider yourself to be a wrestling fan or sports entertainment person or whatever you are, like we're talking about Ric Flair. Now we're talking about Ric Flair's runs as world heavyweight champion. Um, he held in several different promotions. He wrestled all the world. He put a lot of people over that didn't necessarily deserve to go over. The guy wrestled 60-minute matches in every country in the world, and I mean you can't take that away from him. You're going to tell me that John Cena, having won a championship under one company most of his entire career, can compare to a man who won more than 16 world championships, actually. What was it, like 22? Ric Flair is wrestled.
You're the professor.
I'm just saying, Ric Flair has wrestled like, dude, I'm telling you, I just don't understand WWE's logic in even comparing John Cena in any way to Ric Flair.
It's WWE, man.
Even for WWE, that's kind of silly. I mean, really, you're talking about the Nature Boy Ric Flair. You're talking about the guy who wrestled in North Korea and against Antonio Inoki and wrestled in Africa and all these other countries. You're talking about Ric freaking Flair.
This is the same company that has a woman running around in a t-shirt saying Bree mode, and it's about getting sloppy drunk, and it's supposed to be a family show.
I just, yeah, I know what you mean, man. I'm not, take nothing away from.
For WWE to say that they're a family company, they do a lot of stupid shit that goes against them being PG. I mean, nobody has told Triple H that it's probably a dumbass idea to have Brie going around in a show saying Brie mode, when on another show you have her saying that it's pretty much her getting shit-faced drunk, and you're trying to, and then you have
You're
kids,
trying to grow a publicly traded company.
And then you have kids going around in shirts with Brie mode on it.
They're growing the Brie mode.
And then, I'm pretty sure the parents would be pissed if they didn't know what that really means.
Lord have mercy. Like I said, everybody's trying to be so politically correct. It's like ridiculous. It's like, oh, we're going in the Brie mode. Our kids are going to drink sodas and get trashed. Hopefully they're sodas and not beers, but who knows? Oh, God.
But anyway, next match, Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. Damn good match.
Great match. Really good showdown between those two.
Wish they had more time.
They really needed more time.
But Kevin Owens wins. Then we get the main event, which is Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker. I have to say, this was a very good match. Better than what we saw at WrestleMania. This probably should have been the WrestleMania match.
This should have been the WrestleMania match.
Taking a bit of fit. Brock trying to beat him down before he gets called out. That was awesome.
That was really good.
I mean, it was just a lot more energetic than, the last match that they had together. The whole, going around beating up each other, and then we get the shitty finish.
Here's the thing. I don't think the ending was necessarily bad. It
was bad. How in the world? All right.
I don't know. The ending of the match.
The ending of the match had Brock having the kimono lock on Taker. Taker tapped fast. The timekeeper supposedly saw it.
Yeah.
And ring the bell, which confused both the ref and Brock. And the ref going after the timekeeper about asking what the fuck he was doing. Then Taker hits Brock with a low blow, put him in the Hell's Gate, which I think you were the one that was no, it was somebody else saying that Taker didn't have it in that right.
It wasn't me.
Then we had Brock taking the finger while in the Hell's Gate and just going knocked out and taking in the win. And then Paul Heyman telling everybody that Taker tapped and that Taker's win, which caused a
Had they,
confusing ending, which probably going to set up for either Hell in a Cell, which I seriously doubt.
I don't know, but
I don't think Taker. I mean, he looked fit in this match, but I don't know if he'll
hang in there that
hang
long.
there for another Hell in a Cell. I mean, he did one with Michaels. No, it was Triple H. My bad. And I don't know if he'll do it for Brock.
This is interesting because they had done this before. My thing is that they faced before in a cage situation.
Yeah, it was back when he was Biker Taker,
Yeah,
and he faced Brock, and Brock beat him
yeah.
for the title.
Which, like I said, if they can get there, and certain beauty to it. But here's the thing: the ending could have been a lot worse had they not re-rolled the footage. If they didn't roll the footage of Taker tapping, then this would have been one of the worst endings ever.
Well, I understand why they did it was to keep Brock strong.
And that's what I'm saying. It's probably for the best because you have to give Brock some leverage in this kind of situation. If you plan, he's money. Suplex City is money. It's money. You have to keep that relevant.
But
However,
I would believe the double count out in this match than that stupid Dolph Ziggler and Rusev match. I mean, they could have did like some big.
they could have done that. I would agree with
knocked out
that.
both Taker and Brock.
That would have been good. But when's the last time you saw an ending like this, where it came down to a situation with the timekeepers and all that, and it was a controversial ending? When's the last time we had a true controversial ending? Like in wrestling, this is stuff they used to do like back in the '80s when you'd have matches.
Well, if you want to count the Orton and Daniel Bryan match,
sorta, it was. But this was like far more. To me, it felt like far more of a smoother work because this is like the kind of matches that Lex Luger and Kurt Hennig used to have. Like this is like those controversial finishes, and I understood what they were playing to here. Now, did I think this was the best ending for it? No, absolutely not. There's no way I would have ended it there with Brock going out there. No, I'd have kept this thing. If I was writing this, I'd have kept this going. I'd have had this thing carry on for at least another 10 minutes. This thing would have went on for at least another 10 minutes. But that I didn't think it was terrible, but I didn't think it was good either. But one thing that came out of this, because when I was at work recently, is the debate. Is just the reminder of how it made us really consider the rules of the match. The fact that it's not the timekeeper's responsibility to call the winner, and it really made us start really going into actual match rule theory, which is fun to do. But at the same time, it wasn't the best ending, and it's definitely not the ending I would have gone with. But I'm hoping this could all end up good. It could all end up good if they do have another match and it's a good match. Then it all was worth it. But if the build for this, if the build isn't for Hell in a Cell and they don't work this, then it was a shitty ending. Then it was a crappy ending. If they don't make something out of this, then it was a crappy ending. Yeah. It just depends on what they do with this ending. Like to me, it's not terrible yet. It actually could be legendary if they play up, if it's actually in the midst of building something that's gonna blow us away. You know what I mean? Then people always remember, man, you remember that crazy finish. People remember that. But right now, it's kind of in limbo right now to me. I don't know. I can't really call it yet. But yeah, it wouldn't have been the ending I would have picked. I don't know. I may have gone with double knockdown. Like you said, I probably would have gone with the double fall, or at least taken another 10 minutes if I was gonna let Taker go. Take another 10 minutes out there. Let him go through the sequence one more time and trick us a little bit, then bam, surprise us. I'd have given it 10 more minutes. Yeah, 10 more minutes would have been good.
Yeah. But all in all, we'll give SummerSlam a solid B. I would say it's a little bit better than Takeover, but not by much.
I give it a B minus. Too many crappy matches on the card. Like for it to have. That's
why I said that Takeover.
It had half good, half bad. but at the same time, like the bad matches still outweigh the boringness of some of those matches still outweighed. It's more of a B minus for me. It's like it didn't get a solid B because just some of the matches were just like unnecessary. If they had one more relevant match on there, if they instead of doing that bad opener with Orton and freaking or Sheamus, I would have probably given it a solid B if they had given us a better opener. That opener was sucky.
No, that makes sense.
It was a disappointment. The opening match disappointed me because you don't get. I hold Orton to a higher standard. I hold Orton matches to a way higher standard than that. That was so anticlimactic. Orton normally surprises us with something and gets that RKO, and it's like I said, I hold him to a higher standard. He had to elevate Sheamus in my opinion. That was his job in that match, but he didn't do that.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Raw this week. We're gonna do a rapid fire of the important stuff. The Dudleys showed back up.
Oh yeah.
3D New Day.
Excellent.
Big prop. So I guess that means the Dudleys are back in WWE. I was kind of shocked. But I guess it is what it says. It's true. Triple H is the forgiving man, especially with all the crowd that Dudley's talked about him. Unless your name was China.
Yeah.
But you get to see Devon and Bubba Ray back. I wonder if doesn't mean the Sky's gonna fall suit. I don't know, my bro. Goodbye to Bo Dallas. Looks like we got a new Wyatt member.
Yes, we do. I was okay. I have no thoughts yet on that until I see more. I got to see how this is gonna work.
Yeah.
Because they still got isn't what's called Rowan still hurt?
Yeah, I think so.
I gotta see how this is gonna play out.
Let's get to this bullshit excuse. So Cena comes out and he wanted an explanation from Jon Stewart.
Oh yeah, this.
And Jon Stewart said that the reason he did what he did was because he didn't want Cena to beat Ric Flair's title reign. Basically, he pulled a Rikishi.
Yeah, basically. But see, it would have, with me, this would have worked if the monologue had been delivered with a little bit, like Jon Stewart kind of delivered the monologue about why he did it. It was too drawn out. They should have just let him get to the point. I know they're telling him, just tease him a bit. No, he should have just went into it like that. All this suspense is what made it stupid. Like, if you did it for that reason, you just need to come out with it and lead on to the real conflict. It should have been, the whole segment should have been faster. Like, if you brought I like that they did bring Ric Flair out there, but the whole thing shouldn't have lasted that long. They shouldn't have had that back and forth with John Cena. It was too long. It should have just happened, and it would have been awesome. It should have, he should have said why he did what he did. And John Cena should have immediately said, "Well, this is why I got to do what I got to do." Bam, hit it. That would have been awesome, because then that joke would have been more real. That would have been realism. Having this long, ridiculous little monologue, it's like, come on, man, God, nothing on John Stewart. I'm just talking about people who wrote this segment, because somebody wrote the segment and it's crap. It's too long.
It's a bunch of WWE writers.
That was too long. That took too long. After that, if that happened, if you're writing for a character who got screwed like that, the character's not going to waste that much time monologuing with Jon Stewart. He's going to come out there and AA Jon Stewart immediately, and he's not going to hit any music either. He's just going to come out. I'm tired of everybody in the business thinking, oh, when there's a big. I'm sorry, I'm going on a quick rant, but when there's a big screw job or something, or somebody really did something bad or heel or face really did something bad to somebody, they're going to come out next night on Raw or SmackDown, and we're going to play their music, and they're going to come out and they're still going to acknowledge their entrance. That's bullshit. I'm tired of people doing that. That is the worst. That is the worst stain on the business right now. Is that they think they have to do that every time. No, it used to be. You remember this? Sometimes when people got pissed off, they just came down there. There was no music. They just ran down there and whooped their ass. That's how you got people into the story. That's how you get me engaged in the story in like a revenge story. You're not gonna play any damn music. You're just gonna come out unless you're Stone Cold Steve Austin. That makes sense, but sometimes even Stone Cold just came out there without any music. Screw the music. Come on there and whoop some ass. Like screw the damn music. This dude just screwed me out of the title. I'm coming down there to whoop his ass. Does that make any sense?
Yes, but like I said before, the PG era.
PG like bull. Good lord, man.
And finally, we have Seth revealing the revealing of the statue that the Authority promised Seth Rollins if he beats John Cena. And then it turned out that it was Sting all along, and Sting beat up Seth Rollins and pretty much hold up the WWE title, saying that at Night of Champions, it's going to be Sting versus Seth Rollins for the title, which is alright, but kind of makes no sense seeing that Sting lost at WrestleMania. So how in the hell can he get a title shot?
Here's where I stand with this segment. This segment had the speed and the urgency that the segment we just discussed should have had. This segment, it was quick, it was to the point, it was believable. They lifted the curtain. Sting was there. Sting says nothing. Sting beats him down, and he lifts him down. Now, I do hold some problem. Like, okay, ultimately, like, I think the reason why Sting can challenge the title is because, ultimately, there's nobody else vying for it because it's surrounded by the Authority. Unless you're John Cena or unless you're unless you're somebody with some power under their belt like Brock Lesnar or whatnot, nobody's really going to step to the Authority. So why not Sting? I understand how Sting could jump rank like that. It makes sense, but it's just too bad the WWE doesn't do rankings anymore like they used to. Because then you could actually explain that part of the story.
Rankings, but it's bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Real rankings. Like, do you remember when they used to list the actual standings like on the air? They don't do that anymore. They haven't done that since the early '80s. Shit, the '70s, hell. Yeah, but that segment was good because it was believable. It was way more swift, and that's what should have happened to John Stewart. It should have been a lot quicker. John Cena should have come out there and just did that crap. I'm tired of all this putting showmanship into a revenge spot. What? Why? I encourage everybody watch this match between TMB and Fred. Fred makes his entrance out this championship match. TMB walks up and just shoulders him and moves my way, gets in the ring. There's no music. There's just a few seconds of music, and they go at it. That's what it's about. That's what they should do. That's how you tell a damn story. People don't tell a story anymore. It's like it's crazy.
Huh? But that would be all for Raw. All in all, great weekend for WWE.
Yeah.
Wish they had done some things better. But I'm kind of interested with the Seth Rollins and Sting feud. Let's see what they do with it. And hopefully they do more with Brock. Like I said, I don't know if they're going to do something at Hell in a Cell or wait all the way to WrestleMania again. But we shall see. But on that note, that's it for Triple Threat. I thank everybody for listening and subscribing. We went over 2,000 views, and I'd like to thank you for that. And please subscribe, like, share with your friends, and tell everybody. I'd like to thank California Kid.
No problem.
And shout out to Clay again for inviting us to see SummerSlam with him. And thank you for listening, and peace.
Huh?
But that would be all for Raw. all in all, great weekend for WWE.
Yeah.
Wish they had done some things better. But I'm kind of interested with the Seth Rollins and Sting feud. Let's see what they do with it. And hopefully they do more with Brock. Like I said, I don't know if they're going to do something at Hell in a Cell or wait all the way to WrestleMania again. But we shall see. But on that note, that's it for Triple Threat. I thank everybody for listening and subscribing. We went over 2,000 views, and I'd like to thank you for that. And please subscribe, like, share with your friends, and tell everybody. I'd like to thank California Kid.
No problem.
And shout out to Clay again for inviting us to see SummerSlam with him. And thank you for listening, and peace.